What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fergie Time. Fergie Time is a Manchester United fan page, fan channel, and we're going to be talking about all things United. So each week we're going to be doing previews, reviews, transfer updates. It's everything, every story that comes out of United we're going to cover on this YouTube channel. So get subscribing, hit that like button, and let's crack on today. So obviously the main topic is the match from last night. Manchester United took on Wolves at the Molineux Stadium in the Premier League. Disappointing result. We're gonna break that down in a second, but it was just such a very poor performance. Let's start with the lineup first of all. Let's go through the when the team dropped in the morning. In the afternoon. So De Gea in goal. That's expected. That's fine. With the back four of Ashley Young, Chris Smalling, Lindelof back in the squad, which is great to see after him having a baby, and Luke Shaw at left back. In the midfield, you had Scott McTominay. Good to see a Man U graduate getting in there, giving Matic a break. You had Fred and Pogba as well, and then up front, Jesse Lingard on the left, Lukaku down the middle, and Diego Dalot on the right wing. Not too bad. I'm not that fussed about that lineup, right? It's good to see Fred and McTominay back in the squad. I mean, you've got to give these squad players a chance to play. Herrera, I can understand why he was dropped. His head's just not in it at the moment, with all the latest rumours and things going around with him. Possibly going to PSG on a free deal, but we'll look into that as well a bit later on. The one big criticism I have, though, of Ole, this is the only one, I'm going to get this out of the way of this talk show. The only criticism I have of him is, why does he keep starting Ashley Young? Right, the guy is 33 years old. He turns 34 next season. He's not had a decent match. In all honesty, he's not had a decent football match since when United beat Arsenal 8-2 like 6-7 years ago, and he scored 2 screamers playing left back. That is it. I do not remember another time where Ashley Young had an outstanding performance, had a man of the match performance. I don't know why he keeps getting played. You've got Diego Dalot. I know he's playing right wing, but he doesn't usually. You've got him crying out for position. He has not had a bad game since he's joined United. He's not. All right. He was outstanding against PSG. He was outstanding against a few of the Champions League groups earlier on in the season. You've got to play him. All right. He's 20 years old. You look at Wan-Bissaka playing for Crystal Palace at right back. He's only 21. Everyone's raving about him, but he's played literally every game for them. I know it's a bit different circumstances or whatever, but Diego Dalot is ready. He proved it last night. He played right wing and he was brilliant. All right, we'll go into the match ratings as well. Well, you can see it on the screen actually. I gave him a match rating of 6.5 out of 10. I don't think anyone really deserved above a 7, apart from McTominay, obviously, because he scored a goal. But he was brilliant last night. All right, he was confident going forward. Made some brilliant tackles getting back. And when Ashley Young got sent off, he had the whole right wing up to him, and I thought he did really well. I thought he covered it brilliantly. He played as a right wing back. He was He's still getting forward, but he had that defensive mindset of covering that back four. So that is my only criticism of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last night. The tactics I thought were a lot better than when we first played Wolves, when we lost 2-1 in the FA Cup a couple of weeks ago, and his tactics have definitely improved. So I don't know why he's still playing Ashley Young. I really don't. I mean, played Dalot right back. You play Lingard on the right. You play Martial. I think Martial was carrying a knock last night, but you play him left wing, and then that is a frightening attack. Martial on the left, Lukaku down the middle, Jesse Lingard on the right, who can cut in and do whatever he wants to do. But I'm fed up of seeing Ashley Young, and he cost us the game last night. He did. I know we missed some chances in the first half. I mean, even the first 20 seconds, Jesse Lingard was straight from kick-off. He ran straight through the Wolverhampton defence, almost scored a goal. He had a shot on target, but then Lukaku missed an absolute sitter. Ball got whipped in, headed it just straight out. I mean, I don't know if it was a good save or good or bad miss, but he didn't score anyway. But I just don't know why Ashley Young is starting. He got sent off in the second half. and it just destroyed us. It was already a difficult challenge to go to Wolves, who's got an unbelievable record against the top six. I think they've only lost one at home, and that was against Liverpool. Could be wrong on that, but it was just. It was already a difficult challenge, and it was a must-win game last night. Chelsea at home tonight, Spurs are at home tonight, Arsenal won on Monday. We had to win today. We had to win because Ole in his press conference was saying that 15 points from the final 21, he reckons is enough, and it probably is. It probably is when you look at it, because Arsenal have got 5 away games, Spurs have got 5 home games. I think Spurs will get in the top 4. They're playing at home 5 times now out of 6 or 7 games. Chelsea's got a few tricky ties. They're away to us at Old Trafford at the end of April, and they've also got Liverpool as well away, and they're pushing for the title. I can't see Chelsea beating Liverpool at the moment. So it's really between, I would say, I know Arsenal are in 3rd position, but they're going to drop points. They've got 5 away games. They're hit and miss. So it's really between United, Spurs, and possibly Chelsea. But if we beat Chelsea in a couple of weeks' time, straight after the Man City match, I think the Man City match I'm going to put to one side. I think it's not really expected to drop points, but if we did, people will be like, okay, yeah, whatever. But Chelsea, we cannot afford to lose. We cannot afford to lose that game, and we couldn't afford to lose last night's game. We have Wolverhampton. We got off to a tremendous start. First 20 minutes, I thought, we've done this, we got this. All right, bombing forward, attacking. Yeah, they had a bit of a couple of minutes then passing the ball around, but they didn't break us down. We kept so tight in defence. Scott McTominay, Fred, and Pogba, they were compact. We were breaking quick on the attack. Lingard looking energised. Lukaku having a few chances that he should have scored. And I thought, we've got a game here. We've got this. Then we got the break, and Scott McTominay hit a wonderful strike on his first Premier League goal. And when it went 1-0 up, and there was a period of 5 minutes after that game where we should have wrapped it up. We should have wrapped it up. We missed chances from inside the box. We were peppering them. We had them pinned into their 18-yard box. And then all of a sudden, on about half an hour into the game, something just clicked with us. We just we don't know how to play football anymore. We've been exposed. Wolverhampton or just rode the pressure wave or whatever, and they bombarded us till the end of the first half. It was just, we were just watching what has happened here? Honestly, what has happened? And then the goal came, the equaliser. I still don't know who to blame. I've watched it a few times. Basically, Fred has the ball in the middle of the park. No one on him really. Plays it back to De Gea. De Gea then plays it back to Fred, who has an appalling touch. And when I first watched it, I thought, De Gea stitched him up there. I didn't think Fred had touched it. I thought it just sort of whizzed past it and he tried to slide and grab it. But De Gea plays it back to Fred. Fred has a terrible touch, and he had a few of those last night. The thing is with Fred, he did play well. Him and McTominay in the middle were actually really good, and they for long periods of the game. But then he just does stupid things like that, and his touches last night were worse than Lukaku's, and Fred messed it up. Wolves player dived in. Ashley Young then tried to play an offside. I just don't know why. Why was he doing that? And the ball got played through Smalling. Ashley Young tried to play offside, played him onside, and he tucks it away from there. It was just a calamity of errors for that first goal. I don't know if it's De Gea's fault, Fred's fault, Young's fault, Smalling's fault for letting him run through. I don't know, but it was 1-1 at the break. But even at the break, I thought, right, if we come out the second half and we hit them like we did on the first half, Wolves were tiring in that second half. Right, the first 10 minutes of that second half, we played brilliant. We were creating chances. Ole must have had a right go at them at half time and said, "What are you doing, mate? You know you can beat these. Stop messing about." And then on 55 minutes, 57 minutes, Ashley Young, he was already on a booking. He got a booking in the first half for a shirt pull and a bad challenge, and then he just makes us horrendous challenge. Like it could have been a red. It could have. Some referees, if I'm honest, some referees could have given that as a red card. He comes sliding in. Right, he comes sliding in. His foot's up. His stud's going to his leg, like not even like his ankle, into his leg, and the referee's just like, yeah, that's a second yellow, mate. You're off. And from then on, you know that cost us the game. That cost us the game. I mean, we were already struggling with 11 players to break Wolves down. They're so good in defence, and that's why they're 7th in the league and in an FA Cup semi-final. They're so good at their positional defending, and then when they break so fast, and not having that right wing back, and Delo having to run the whole right channel against Neves and their strikers. It was just like, I think all the fans. I was on Twitter at the time, and all the fans were looking at Ashley Young like, I mean, we couldn't even believe he was starting. We couldn't even believe he was playing, and then he does that as a captain of Manchester United. Oh God, I need to be careful what I say, because I'm glad. This is why I'm glad I recorded this today and not yesterday, because it was just. He can't be playing. He can't be playing. We gave him a 1-year extension deal. What club would do that? Pep Guardiola, when he came to Man City, Sagna was playing. A few other of the original title-winning players were playing. Yeah, Zabaleta was playing. You know, these 30-plus players were playing, and he's to come in and be like, no way, I'm not having these. I'm not having these. Went to the board, went to the chairman, change it. I'm not playing with these. They're not good enough. They're not part of my vision. You know, and he got rid of them. He brought in Kyle Walker. He brought in Mendy. He brought in John Stones. He brought in all these young players. Premier League well-known players, and he got rid of the old boys. He was just like, "You've done well for the club. You got them the Premier League title that they needed, that they wanted, but you're not part of the future. We're bringing in the new talent now. You're gonna have to go." Young, Smalling, to be fair to him, is an okay defender. I would keep Chris Smalling for the bench. I think he's a very good backup player. But someone needs to partner Lindelof. I really rate Lindelof. I think he's top. But someone needs to partner Lindelof. So I'd keep Chris Smalling. But Young and Phil Jones, they're not Manchester United players. They've not been for 6-7 years, like I mentioned earlier. When Ashley Young had that good game against Arsenal back in like 2013 or 12 or 11, whenever it was, whenever we beat Arsenal 8-2, that was the last game Ashley Young's quality. All he does, right, in this match is long balls, and long balls. And not one of them, not one of these crosses, or whatever he calls them, hoists, goes anywhere near Lukaku, anywhere near the attack. It was so frustrating to watch, because every other player got the ball on the ground. Nice little passing, 1-2s, you know, in and behind the defence. Comes to Ashley Young on the right wing. Long ball, straight in there, straight to the goalie, straight out wide, straight to their players. It was a nightmare. It was the worst performances, let alone a Manchester United captain. One of the worst Manchester United performances I've seen it for years. And that's not even before the red card. I don't think he knows how to pass the ball on the floor. Alright, he made a few good tackles, a few people mentioned, but that was it. That's his job. That's his job. Like, he's a defender. Well, he's not even a defender, is he? He's not even a right back. It's just like he's not a left back. He's a left winger, and we're playing him right back. Oh my God! At the age of 33, 34, that like I said earlier, that was my one criticism of Ole. I think he got that wrong. He needs to be dropped. Needs to be played. Doesn't need to play. Play Delo. Play Valencia. You know, don't play Diamond, because Diamond is not that good. But get Valencia back in the squad, or whatever. I mean, he's got to do something, because next game we got West Ham, and now Young is suspended, and Luke Shaw picked up a yellow card, which means he's now suspended for 2 games, so he misses Everton and West Ham. But that was it. That was my point on Young. I just think he's his time's over. His time was over a long time ago, and people can't defend him. I'm sorry, they cannot defend him. If they watch Man United play, they cannot defend his performances. He's never been above a 5 out of 10 this season, and 6 out of 10 is average. If you get 6 out of 10 in a game, you've either lost the game, and you've played alright, or you've won the game if you've been shit. He got a 3 out of 10, not even a 3 out, probably a 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 last night. It was just a shambles, and that red card cost us. And then Wolves went on the break. 15 minutes to go. Ball got whipped in from the left side of our defence from Luke Shaw. Phil Jones headed it. I'll bring up De Gea in a second because I don't know what's going on with him. But Phil Jones headed it, and it's just sort of ricocheted off their striker, hit Chris Smalling, and went in. All right, it's just last night. It was just 2 errors. 2 goals full of errors, and when your luck's not in, it's not in. But De Gea last night and a few games before this, I don't know what's up with him. I know he's good friends with Herrera. I know he's good friends with Juan Mata, and those two are most likely leaving. I think Herrera's definitely leaving. I think if he wasn't leaving and he was going to sign, he would have sort of addressed these rumours and said, don't know what he's on about, but he's stopped really posting on social media ever since these rumours come out. So I think they're true. I think he's going to go. Juan Mata as well was supposed to be rumoured to be going to Barcelona, and those are his 2 best mates. And if my best mates left my job or whatever, I'd be a bit like, oh, well, this sucks now. Like, you know, we're like the 3 Musketeers or whatever, and 2 of them are leaving. I'm without my own, and I think he's been there 6-7 years. He's won 2 trophies. A couple of trophies or whatever. You know, you can't blame him. If he decided to leave this summer, say 100 million came in for him, because I think I'm not being biased, I think he's the world's best goalkeeper. But the last four couple games, he's looked nervy. He's looked really nervy, and yesterday was the one performance which stood out for me. He didn't want to come for crosses, 1-on-1s. He was hesitant. I remember one time one of the Wolves strikers tried to take it round him, Lindelof left it for him. The Wolves striker was behind Lindelof. Ball was coming in, and any goalie would just charge out and grab that ball. But he bottled it. And it was an easy ball to get. And then the goal came in, and he just sort of stood there, and it sort of like went underneath him. And I don't know what's going on. Maybe his mind's elsewhere. But like I said, if he left, I don't blame him. He could have had 3 Champions League trophies by now if he went to Madrid when he could have done. But he didn't. He stayed loyal. But if he left now, I honestly couldn't blame him. I don't know who would get in to replace him. Maybe Old Black, but it's never that simple, is it? You can't just go out and just as the shop football players, can you? But that was the lineup. I think though I've got the player ratings on the screen. Have a look at those. I thought the best player last night was McTominay. I gave him a 7.5. I thought the goal was brilliant. I thought he really took his chance last night. And I don't think he did anything wrong. His pass completion was brilliant. His tackling was brilliant. He was the only player that gave a damn last night. He really was. He was the only player that gave a damn, because I put a tweet out and said a lot of these players tonight don't really care. And you look at the difference between those guys and the ones at PSG. They gave everything on that shirt in that Champions League knockout game. And last night, Scott did the same. He was superb last night. He really was. But everybody else, I thought Luke Shaw had an alright game. Lindelof was alright. I can't remember doing anything wrong. I can't remember him standing out, but I can't remember him doing anything wrong. Smalling was just unlucky with that second goal, so I've got to knock him down. Young was dreadful. De Gea was awful. Pogba was... he's another one. You know, international break, he was flirting around with Real Madrid. Zidane's then come out and said, yeah, you know, if the chance came, we'd basically be here ready for you if you decided to leave, because he said, man, you was an experience. It was like a stepping stone. Pogba was just his mind's elsewhere. I think it really is. I think that was the worst performance under Ole he had last night. And someone tweeted, no one's passing it to him. I can't take that. I can't say you can't say that. Every other player, even Lingard, who I didn't even know was playing until like the 75th minute, even he was getting involved. He was running about trying to make something happen, although he made absolutely nothing happen. But Pogba's he's been poor. He has been poor the last 5 games. You know, he had a wonderful start under Ole, smashing the goals. I think he scored like in 4 or 5 games in a row, and that's why he's on. That's why he's one under Lukaku now for the season. And since the international break, and even before that, and now he has been awful. All right, I'm sorry, right? He is not world class, right? The moments he has a good game, it's just a good game. But because it's Pogba, I was like, he's back. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He's back to his best. He's better than Kevin De Bruyne. He's better than Toni Kroos and all this. He's better than Modric. He's not, right? He's just had an above average game, and I see that now. And fans need to see that. Fans need to look at him and think, he's average. He's average. He's good for France, but the players he's got with him around France, Griezmann, Dembele, Mbappe, Kante, Matuidi, these players are top players in Europe. The players he's got around him are not right. He's not. Rashford's alright. Martial's decent, but that's it. That is it, and that's why he gets exposed, because he's not a top player. Right? If he didn't have the profile of Pogba, he would not be getting in. Right? He has moments of genius when he plays for France or United, and he does a great assist or he hits a wonder goal. But anyone can do that. Anyone can really do that. And last night he was exposed. He played against a good Wolves midfield, and he was exposed as an average, not average. It's just a middleman. It's just a middle-rated player, right? At Juventus, he was top. He had Pirlo with him. He had Khedira with him. Just letting him roam free. And then when he could roam free, he could do all these skills and stuff. He could hit wonder strikes because he knows he's got the cover behind him. But at United, he's got to change his game. He's got to change his game. And last night, he was just... it was bad passing. He was trying to do step-overs when he didn't need to. He tried to take people on when he shouldn't have done. You know, Luke Shaw was bombing down that left-hand side a number of times. Just pass it to Luke. Luke would whip it in and we maybe create something. But he didn't. He tried to go for his spectacular... And he was awful. I gave him a 4 out of 10 because I just thought he was absolutely awful last night. But I guarantee, this is another tweet I put out last night. I guarantee next week we got Barcelona, and he will perform in that game. He will put on an absolute masterclass in that game, because that to him, and that to Real Madrid, that is his audition for Real Madrid. If he tears up Barcelona, Real Madrid are going to be like, he's our guy. It's what Jose did. When he won the treble against Inter and he knocked out Pep's magical Barcelona side, Real Madrid were like, he's our guy. Pogba will do the same next week. He will have an absolute masterclass, and you'll see a completely different side to Paul. And most likely he's going to score a goal, or whatever. But I think he got found out last night, and it's been a long time coming. It really has. Jesse Lingard didn't do much, didn't do anything outstanding. Ran a lot, quiet the whole game. I think I gave him scores on the screen. So with him, he was just quiet. Didn't do anything well, didn't do anything bad. He was just there. Diego Dalot then, right wing. I thought he had a really good game. I thought he made some tremendous crosses of the ball, picking out Lukaku. A number of times, picking out the attackers. I thought he had a good game. I can't really give him above a 7 because we lost the game. So, yeah, I mean, he deserves, like I said earlier with Ashley Young, he deserves to play right back or just a starting lineup. I'm happy for him to play right wing. I really am. I think if he gets a bit of pace to him, you know, he's not afraid to take people on. A few times he did a few step overs, took on their left back and whipped the ball in. I thought brilliant. This guy's only 19, 20, and he's confident. I like that. Lukaku as well. Romelu Lukaku. He missed some chances yesterday. We could have wrapped this game up so early on. He's just... I can't explain Lukaku. I really can't. I don't hate him, but at the same time I don't like him. He's like Marmite, right? Some people like him, some people hate him, whatever. But when you're in front of goal and you're 6 yards out and the ball drops to you on your header, and you're a 6 foot+ striker, and you miss, not one but twice, and you miss one-on-ones, and you miss shots, you're getting in other people's way of shots. Yesterday was just not his day. And it's not been his season. Right, he's had a poor season. He's on 12 goals, and I'm sorry, when isn't a Manchester United striker or a top 4 Premier League striker with 6 games to go been on 12 goals? Sigurdsson's got more than him. All right, Vardy's got more than him, and they're battling wherever they're battling. I don't know. Maybe we need a striker in the summer, but Lukaku's not going to want to be on the bench, is he? Maybe we need, to adapt to his game, but he's been there 3 years now. So I don't know. 2 years. Sorry, I think he's been there 2 years, but he had a poor game. And my match rating shows that. But he's got to take these chances. This is such a pivotal time in the season. At the start of the season, you can get away with it. You can be like, don't worry, we've still got so and so many games to go. But we've got 6 games to go. And last night was the game we had to win. It was the most difficult away tie we've got, and we had to win. Now we've got Everton away, who is a bit difficult, I guess. It's not easy, but I think we can beat them there. I mean, they're not having the best run of form. Man City at home, Chelsea away. Chelsea at home. Then we've got Huddersfield away, Cardiff at home, and next week we've got West Ham at home as well. So the title race is the top 4 race is still on. It really is. I'm looking now at the fixtures for Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea. Arsenal's got 5 away games. They will drop points in that. I don't think Arsenal will get in the top 4. I really don't, unless they have an absolute, worldie of a final 7 games or so. But they will drop points. I know Arsenal will drop points. Spurs got 5 home games. Now I think Spurs will get in the top 4, although they're moving into a new stadium. Whether they're adapt or not, who knows? But I think they'll get in. Chelsea have got Liverpool and United away, as well as Leicester. So I think the race is really between us and Chelsea. Now Chelsea played tonight. They got Cardiff. Sorry, not Cardiff. Crystal Palace. They got Crystal Palace tonight, and so I think it's between us and Chelsea. Arsenal, I'm going to rule Arsenal. I know they're third, but they've got 5 away games. There's no way they're winning 5 away games, right? They've not won 5 away games in their last 5 years or whatever. So it's between us and Chelsea. I can't see Chelsea beating Liverpool away. Not with Liverpool in the running. They may get a draw, but they're not going to beat them. United, Chelsea, end of April. That is the big one. All right. If they drop points against Liverpool and we can just put Man City to one side and say we may drop points there, that is the big one. That will decide who gets top 4. So we've got that coming up in April. So there's still hope. And we're still in it. I mean, yeah, we lost, but you never know. Tonight, Chelsea and Spurs are at home. They might drop points. You don't want to play the bottom teams at this time of the season. They're going to be fighting relegation. They're going to be giving it all. And surprises will happen. There will be more roller coaster. Like we might lose to West Ham next week, but then we beat Man City and Chelsea. So I think anything can happen. So we're not out of it. It's just disappointing that even a point last night, it would have pushed us up into 4th. Just put that extra bit of pressure on Spurs tonight. But things happen. Let's look at then. So, just want to give a big shout out to Luke Shaw, 3rd. Player of the month for March. Brilliant. I think fully deserved. I think he's been outstanding. I thought he had an alright game last night. He didn't do anything wrong, didn't do anything right, but brilliant to see. Third player of the month. You know what, the one thing I saw a few people talking about last night is our bench against Wolves. We had Martial, but he was slightly injured, rumour has it. He had a knock in training. Juan Mata, he's got no pace. Matic has got no pace. Pereira is creative, yeah, alright. Phil Jones and Rojo, that was our bench. It would have been nice to see a few youngsters get on there, get a bit of pace on there, get Chong or Greenwood. Greenwood looked really good against Arsenal. He played 15 minutes against Arsenal and we lost 2-0 the other week. And he looked really sharp, really fast, took players on. And I know he's a young kid, but you got to throw him in now. You got to throw him in the deep end. It would have been nice to just have that on the bench. Give the fans a bit of a lift. Like, oh yeah, Gomez and Greenwood are back in the squad. You know, we know they've been training with the first team, so just put them in, get a bit of pace on that pitch. You know, they could have done something last night. Could have done more than Lingard anyway. So what else then? So we got Barcelona coming out. Let's forget about last night. Well, now it's happened. We lost. We can move on. We need to learn from our mistakes. Barcelona is just you know, I don't think many people are have any hopes for us on Tuesday, but you never know. They had a difficult game last night. They had to come back from 4-2 down to beat Villarreal. So if we can get a draw, if we can keep a clean sheet at Old Trafford, and I know we've only kept 2 all season, but if the miracle happened and we kept a clean sheet at Old Trafford next week, and we nicked one, or even just 0-0, if we kept it at 0-0, oh my God, that is game on for Nou Camp. That is seriously game on for Nou Camp, and anything's possible. We all watched PSG. We all saw how that ended. So I have hopes. I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to see Messi at Old Trafford. He's my out of the two, Ronaldo and Messi, it's Messi, but we won't go into that. Yeah, I'm excited for the game. I think it's going to be really good. I think the crowd's is going to be behind him. You know, we're not expected to win. We're complete and utter underdogs in this. Barcelona are favourites for the Champions League. PSG was second, but we knocked out PSG. So anything's possible. Anything's possible next week. I just don't know how we're going to line up. I mean, if the team played tonight like we did next week, well, knowing us, we'll probably win. We'll put the same team out. We'll have Ashley Young. He'll score a screamer. Pogba will score a screamer. Lukaku will get a hat trick, and Jesse Lingard will have 5 assists. That's the standard. That's the likelihood of Man U. We're so up and down right now, but no, we're all excited. We're all excited to see Barcelona and Man United. I think it's going to be a cracker. So we've got that coming up Tuesday. Also, don't forget, in a couple of days' time, we'll be doing transfer rumours, Manchester United transfer rumours each week from now until the summer window. We'll be individually looking at stats of players that Man United are linked to and how they will benefit our team if they were to join for next season. So first video comes out in a couple of days' time. I'm going to say it's Wednesday today. I'm going to say the first video will drop on Friday. Sunday we will do our Barcelona Man United previews. That's coming out. So we're going to be posting every 2 or 3 days. I'm pretty excited for this. I'm just excited to talk about Man United. You know, forget about last night. We had good points, a lot of bad points, but good points. I'm not blaming Ole for last night. He cannot control what goes on that pitch. I think it's a few stupid mistakes for the goals, one stupid player, and we had chances. We had chances to wrap it up. So let's forget about last night. So yeah, Barcelona coming up. Then we've got West Ham at home. We'll talk about that next week. Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, what can you do? Wolves at home. Wolves at home are a good team. We march on. Barcelona. Video coming out in 2 days. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to hear more match reviews, more Man United videos. Hit that like button. Join us in a few days' time where I won't give out what player it is, but there will be a player released, and I'm fully excited. I've did my research. I'm excited to see what your views on if you were to join. If you can follow us on Twitter at FergieTime92. But like I said, guys, that's all from me. Disappointing result last night, but we move on. Barcelona, it's going to be a cracker. Take care.